Hi, everyone. Bill Rensselaer in the 1011 Now streaming studio. It is Wednesday. That means it's Crime Stoppers Day, and today we have in a new face that we have not had on the show yet before, Captain Aaron Pembleton from UNL Police Department. Captain, thank you so much for jumping on.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Absolutely. Again, if you remember from last month when we had Captain Baker on, we talked about you guys are going to be switching roles.
Yep.
So you've taken over as the captain for the patrol services.
Patrol services,
right?
Yep. Yeah, so just for some educational, different experiences, different mindset, freshen up things. You know, a lot of departments do this throughout the country, and so it was kind of time for both of us to freshen up a little bit, if you will. So we're each going to step into the roles, and neither one of us are leaving, so we're there for each other to lean on. If there's, hey, what did you do about this back in the day? You know, it's always there. But again, it gives us some just different experience, different set of eyes to look at different things.
Yeah, 100%. That's a good idea. So what you're saying is maybe like I should switch places with like Kevin Suits in our sports.
Oh, absolutely. You have to grow the mustache, though. I saw that. That was pretty epic. So
that is something that God has not given me the ability to quite do. I've been cursed with a thin beard.
A thin beard,
so
yeah.
It happens.
Yep.
But yeah, so again, if you're watching right now, Crime Stoppers, if you're the cases that we're going to talk about here, if they end up on this segment, this basically means you guys are looking for some fresh leads on things. You may have had some leads, but they've kind of gone cold.
Yep. Well, that, and you know, sometimes we get great photos, and we don't know everybody, but the public knows lots of people, and so it's just a great way for us to use the public as a resource of, you know, the people out there know a lot more than the law enforcement. We're a small, you know, portion of what Lincoln has to offer, and so the people that are out there that intermingle throughout the neighborhoods, throughout the communities, they see a lot more than we do. So it just gives us a lot of eyes, a lot of ears to be able to help us solve some of these crimes.
And probably they see more than they think they do.
Absolutely, yeah, probably.
So 2 cases today.
Yep.
And I imagine on campus, whether it's city campus or East Campus, you guys deal with a lot of these, and the 2 cases we're going to talk about today are bike thefts.
Yep. I mean, it's one of those things, they're just on campus. There's bikes always there. So it's one of those things like, why do people go to banks? Because there's money always there, right? Same thing with kind of campus. There's bikes always on campus. So that's just one of the things that we deal with on a routine basis, because people come and they lock them up and then sometimes don't always go back to them in an appropriate amount of time. So it's just a high level of, you know, availability.
It's the easy opportunity crime that you guys have on campus. So the first one here, we have 4 images, and this first theft, this was just posted on the Lincoln Crime Stoppers page back in late June, but this actually occurred back in early February.
Yeah, back on
so
February.
So we have a couple different images of this guy. Not really great look at his face, though.
Right, yeah. It didn't get there, but it was a broad daylight caper, so he didn't use the cloak of darkness to try to do this crime, but came onto campus. But again, I think with both of these cases we have today, it's the uniform that we think of. It's pretty identifiable. You know, people are creatures of comfort, so we most of the time we have the same coat, we have the same backpack, we like the same hats. So if you know somebody that has this, you know, identifiable uniform, if you will, you know, let us know, and maybe you can help us get to the bottom of this crime. But yeah, just came through during the middle of the day, took a rather nice trek, and then rode off with it on the outskirts of campus. So again, if you know somebody that matches, has that kind of backpack, matches the coat, jeans, that kind of stuff, and you've seen them riding around, or they just are within your neighborhood, let us know.
And so this is probably, I would say this is probably the best picture. You could really see the red tones on the backpack. Looks like a black and red ball cap, white sunglasses.
Yep.
And he's got the gator over his face.
Yeah, he has some kind of mask. I mean, again, this was back in February, so likely cold here. So something just to keep warm, or just disguise yourself, you know, when you're doing that type of crime. So.
And, I mean, a trek. Those are fairly nice bikes.
They are
so
nice
that's
bikes.
Probably a couple $100 value.
Yes, sir.
At the minimum.
Yep.
And so what would this individual, what would he be looking at in terms of a potential charge?
It would still be just theft of property. And again, I don't think, depending on the value, it'd probably still be a misdemeanor, but then it would just be the theft of the bike.
And then I'm sure, obviously, the owner of that bike would
like to get it back.
Love
Yes,
to have it back.
Absolutely.
So,
for a lot of students, it is their primary, you know, mode of transportation. Some come from out of state with a bike, and that's about it. They get dropped off by mom and dad, and they're like, everything's right around campus, so here's your bike, so good luck. And they necessarily don't always have a car. So if that's your primary mode of transportation, it's really sad if it disappears.
And I mean, again, a couple $100, especially for a college student, to try and replace that.
Yeah. That's a lot of boxes of ramen.
It is a lot of boxes of ramen. So again, on the screen here we have right now, again, best ways to kind of contact either you at UNLPD or if you wanted to leave a tip on Crime Stoppers, that is how you would have to, that's how you would be eligible for the reward.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you go to the Crime Stoppers website that's on the screen, so that's how you can get to that aspect of Crime Stoppers, or if that's not your forte and that's not what you want to do and you'd rather talk to us directly, our number's up there, the 472-2222, and you can get a hold of us and to report it or give us any information on it.
And I like, Captain Baker talked about this, I mean, several months ago, but you guys now have, you can text. You have a text line.
Yep, we do have a text line. Yep, so 402-472-5552. You can text us. It actually will also translate. So there's different options that they have in there. So if English is not your primary language and you want to talk to us, you can get to us through that, and it has that ability.
And then we've talked about in the past, whether it's been you or Jared Benary on there, that P3 app is always a great app to have on your phone. You can leave that tip, and you guys can have a little bit of a conversation, ask a follow-up question or two that you guys might need some clarification on.
Absolutely. That's a great way for us to get back in touch with you.
And so then case number 2, again, is bike theft number 2.
Yep.
And I feel like this guy... I feel like a fairly distinguishable coat.
Yeah.
Again, you talked a lot about kind of the uniform or whatever it might be, people wearing their comfortable clothing. Again, this is, again, a case that was just uploaded to the Crime Stoppers page on the beginning of the month, but occurred, again, also back in mid-February. And I feel like a fairly distinguishable coat in this case.
Color, and a kind of a distinguishable hat a little bit that goes with the cutter, light yellow with the darker coat. He also tried to use a mask, but I think wandered around campus enough where we had him on other cameras without the mask on. He apparently put that on when he went to actually perform the crime, but didn't have it on the whole time as he was wandering around campus. So we do have some facial shots of this individual. So if it's someone that you recognize, if you can get a hold of us, that would be great for us. But he did walk away with the e-bike that night. It was in the morning under the cover of darkness, but unfortunately for him, the battery was not in the e-bike, so it wasn't going to go anywhere fast.
Yeah.
So he didn't really take off anywhere with it. So if that's what he was looking to get, because it was that type of bike, unfortunate for him, it probably didn't work too well for him.
He did not get the whole package there. But yeah, I feel like this is a good shot of that. Really kind of, we think it's maybe a leather jacket or something like that.
Yeah.
But
could be Carhartt-ish, maybe something like that. Yeah, exactly.
That yellow beanie, and then obviously in this picture we can see it's a white male. Obviously, kind of looks college age there a little bit there too. Yep. So, like you said, again, people like to be comfortable. They like to wear the same clothes. So, if you recognize maybe not necessarily the person but the outfit, that could be a person that you guys would be interested in talking to.
Absolutely. Yep.
And so we just talked about it a second ago, but I'm going to throw it back up here. But again, these are the best ways to get in touch with you guys. Again, that phone number, 472-2222. You can text 472-5552. Leave a tip online at LincolnCrimeStoppers.com or download that P3 app. And again, to be eligible for the reward, it has to be done through the Crime Stoppers website or the P3 app.
Absolutely. Yep.
So there we go.
So that's your best avenue to get to us.
So that's what you want to do. So last thing we want to talk about, it's coming up here pretty quick, and that is going to be Zoo Done It.
Yeah.
Coming up August 2nd, Friday, August 2nd, and that's a fundraiser that benefits Lincoln Lancaster County Crime Stoppers.
Yeah, absolutely. The proceeds from this go to the rewards that are given out through that, and it's just a fun night. The Lincoln's Children's Zoo is an awesome place. My kids love to go there. I don't know how many times I've watched those penguins eat fish and stuff like that. So it's a great time to be there. And so if you've been to the zoo and you've experienced that aspect of it, this is a great way to see a little bit different part of the zoo, and then just get a different experience with it of doing some of the crime. And if you fancy yourself a sleuth, come on out and enjoy a good night of trying to solve a crime and experiencing the zoo in just a little bit different way.
And there will be beverages provided.
I believe so.
21 and over.
Yep.
Are people who are allowed to come. Food is going to included in your ticket. And it sounds like the Parthenon, Valentino's, Venue, and Colby Ridge.
Ooh, Colby
sponsor.
Ridge. Yeah,
you
there
can't
you
go
go.
wrong with a bag
Right.
of popcorn from Colby Ridge.
Yep.
And so to get tickets, it's this QR code right here. You
Absolutely.
can scan this QR code. I believe it's $75 for an individual ticket, but you do get a little bit of a discount if you're buying multiple tickets.
I think you can also access it through the Crime Stoppers website /events, I believe is the site that you can go to if you're on their page. If you're reporting something to us, that would be great. And then also if you want to get tickets because you want to go to this, that's another place that you can access that.
And so that's Friday, August 2nd. So it's coming up here in less than a month. Tickets are limited. Again, last year when you guys had the event, it was a great success.
Yep.
But it was in a little bit of a different space, so there were even fewer tickets available last year.
Okay.
They sold out pretty quickly from what I understand. Sounds like we still have some tickets available, though, for the event this year.
Yep, I think there's still some out there. So if you want to solve crime, come out there for us.
There we go. All right. Well, Captain Pembleton, we really appreciate you coming on first time, and I think we did pretty good there.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to just put out there before we let everyone go? I know we'll probably talk again before school starts, but anything else you want to put out there?
No, I think stay cool. It's going to get hot coming
is.
on in the near future. So, yeah, stay cool. And if there's anything that University of Nebraska Lincoln Police can do for you, please let us know.
Awesome. All right. Well, appreciate you very much, Captain Pembleton. As always, again, appreciate everyone for tuning in and for watching. Again, keep it tuned to 10/11, both on air and online for all of your latest news, weather, and sports. Until next time, hope everyone has a nice Wednesday.